Are you looking for the best welding helmet under $100? In this video we will look at some of the 9 best welding helmet on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. DEKOPRO MZ980E. This is a good-looking, solar-powered, auto-darkening welding helmet with a big screen and a clear picture. The 980E really has all these features, and it's a welding helmet under $100. That large screen has a viewing area of 12.5 inches and it has a 1/1/1/2 optical clarity rating. Not only that, but the display is true color, which is always a big plus in my book. Truth is, once you get used to true color, there's no turning back. The 4 arc sensors are very reliable and they switch from light to dark in 1/25,000th of a second. The shade range is a standard 5-8/9-13 with a DIN4 in light state. To choose the shade or any other setting, you have to lift the hood because there are no external controls, not even a grinding mode button. Although the plastic seems a bit flimsy and thin, it does meet ANSI Z87.1 safety standards, so your eyes, face, neck, and head will be safe from sparks and debris. The headgear, however, is not of satisfactory quality. Although comfortable, it doesn't seem to last too long. If it does break eventually, you can remodify the helmet a bit, and you can replace it with better quality headgear. Another great thing about this welding helmet is that it weighs less than 2 pounds. The way the helmet is designed makes it fit in tight spaces, so it's appropriate for the automobile industry, among others. Overall, this is a very well-made auto-darkening welding helmet, for a very decent price. DEKOPRO has great customer support, so if you have any issues with the helmet, don't hesitate to contact them. Number 2. YESWELDER YES091XL. It's not easy to find an auto-darkening welding helmet for such a low price and with as many features as this one has. The size of the screen is very impressive with a 14.8-inch viewing area, but it's not only the size that matters, it has a true color display with an optical clarity rating of 1/1/1/1/1. The shade range is 4 to 13, with a shade 3 light state. The 4 arc sensors react in 1/30,000 SEC, which will keep your eyes safe. My favorite part, however, are the external control dials. The 3 dials allow you to control the shade, sensitivity, and delay settings, and there's also a grind mode switch. It's too bad all these features are put on such cheap plastic, but something has to take the price down after all. This welding helmet feels quite flimsy, and it doesn't look like it can take a lot of beating, but even if it lasts about a year, it's still worth it. Another detail that bothers me is the headgear. It's so flimsy that some welders claim it broke after only a week or 2, and a common solution seems to be buying Lincoln Electric headgear and just replacing this one. It's a good thing they're compatible. Despite all this, the worst complaint I've run across is that some welders report getting flashed even with a full battery. Nothing is worse than getting flashed, it is the whole purpose of a welding helmet after all. Luckily, this doesn't appear to be a common issue, so it must be just a few faulty helmets. A good thing is that YESWELDER has very good customer service, and will do their best to resolve your issue. Number 3. Tanox ADF206U. Now, this is a bargain. For the price, not only do you get a very decent auto-darkening welding helmet, but also an extra set of cover lenses and Tanox's 16-inch welding gloves, and they're worth every penny and more. Although the lens isn't large, it has a very clear picture with an optical rating of 1/1/1/2. Lenses this size usually only come with 2 arc sensors, but this one has 4, so you can feel safe even from arcs that aren't right in front of you. Their reaction speed is also admirable with 1/25,000 SEC to switch from dark to light state. The dark state has an adjustable shade of 5 to 13 and the light state is a fixed shade 4. To control the shade, you simply turn the dial, which is on the outer left side of the helmet. To switch to grind mode, you need to turn that dial all the way right. The rest of the controls are placed on the inside of the helmet, right above the display. The plastic that this solar-powered welding helmet is made of does feel thin and flimsy, but it conforms to EN 379 and ANSI Z87.1 safety standards, so your face and neck will be safe from sparks and debris. I like the design of this particular welding helmet, but if you prefer a plain black design, you can get it here. Comfort is obviously something Tanox paid attention to when designing this welding helmet, but not to the quality of the headgear. Some welders have complained that it broke after a month or two of moderate use. This seems to be a recurring issue with low-budget welding helmets. Number 4. Tekware X3. There aren't many auto-darkening welding helmets under $100 that you can find which feature a panoramic view, but the Tekware X3 is one of them. The main auto-darkening lens is 3.94 x 3.27 inch and it features 4 arc sensors that react in 1/10,000 cc, which is not great, not terrible. The display shows true colors and has an optical clarity rating of 1/1/1/2. There's no green tint, so the overall quality of the picture is on a high level. The two side windows have independent arc sensors which will darken the lens if they sense an arc. This might be the coolest feature of this welding helmet. The shade range is 5 to 13 with a shade 4 in light state. The side windows are at a fixed shade 5 and cannot be controlled. To control the shade, you don't have to lift the hood, because it's placed on the outer left side. However, to switch between welding and grinding modes, you have to reach inside. The switch is on the control board, which is right above the display. The size of the main lens and the two side windows really add to the overall weight of the welding helmet, making it the heaviest helmet on this list with 2.7 pounds. To make things worse, the headgear is not very well made, so it will take a while for your neck to build up the muscle to carry that weight. A good idea would be to just replace the headgear with one made from a high-end brand, because the ratchet for adjusting the fit is not very durable and might break rather quickly. Number 5. YESWELDER LYGS 400S. YESWELDER has quickly become a serious brand when it comes to welding equipment. They have such a wide range of welding helmets that it's almost impossible not to include at least two when making a list of the best welding helmets you can find. This auto-darkening welding helmet features two side windows to provide a panoramic view. The front lens is quite small, but it provides a very clear picture with true colors. The optical rating is 1/1/1/2, so no need to worry about blurriness. Because of the size of the welding lens, there are only 2 arc sensors, and they have a reaction speed of 1/10,000th of a second, which is not the best, but it's okay. The issue with the side windows is that they're not auto-darkening, so if you have to weld in a confined space, the arc will bother you. A good solution for this would be to find a bigger golden lens and cut it into shape, so you can replace the original lenses. Another issue with this welding helmet is that there are no external controls. To switch to grinding or cutting, you have to take your gloves off and lift the hood up. It seems that all of YESWELDER's welding helmets have the same issue. The headgear is very cheap. Some welders have reported the headgear to break after only a few weeks. Number 6. Antra AH6-260-0000. This is great value for the money you actually pay. The screen may be small, but it offers a very clear picture, even though it has a bit of a green tint, which some welders can't stand overall. The clarity is exceptional. The 4 arc sensors it features are very reliable and have a great reaction time at 1/25,000th of a second. The variable shade ranges from 5 to 13 and a shade 4 light state. A great thing is that you can control the shade or switch to grinding mode without having to take the helmet off, as these controls are external. The rest of the controls are inside the helmet, just above the display. Like most welding helmets under $100, the Antra AH6 is not made from very sturdy plastic, but it is better than most. It's a shame I can't say the same thing about the headgear though. Although quite comfortable, it's flimsy and doesn't look like it will last too long. This welding helmet is hard hat compatible, if that is one of your concerns, and it can also fit a magnifying or cheater lens if needed. You can also choose from several different designs depending on your taste. Number 7. Lincoln Electric K3419-1. This is the only auto-darkening welding helmet under $100 by Lincoln Electric, but it's also the helmet with the least modern features on this list. Its lens is tiny at 3.82 inches by 1.73 inches, and the tint is green, which some welders find annoying, but the picture is very clear, so it shouldn't be a deal breaker. The variable shade ranges from 7 to 13, there's a grind mode, and the control dial is external, which is always a plus. The delay and sensitivity controls are inside the helmet, right above the lens. This welding helmet only has 2 arc sensors, but that's actually enough for a lens of this size. The most important thing is, the sensors are reliable. They have a quick reaction time and seem to never fail, unless you're out of battery. That's another drawback this auto-darkening welding helmet has: there's no solar strip, so you have to buy batteries every few months. Some batteries can actually last for up to a year, but there are a few factors that come into play here, like time spent actually welding, forgetting to turn off the helmet, etc. There are no complaints when it comes to comfort, as this welding helmet is very light and the headgear is just right. It's padded in all the right places, and it's just the right amount of sturdy yet flexible. The ratchet works perfectly fine and should serve you for a long time. Unfortunately, there's one more issue with this particular welding helmet: some users report receiving faulty items. Some of the examples include dented or bent hoods and marks on the protective lens. Be careful when you open the box, and if you find any defects, just contact the seller. Number 8. Monster & Amp Master MMWH001. This is a very decent auto-darkening welding helmet, despite the weird brand name. Just kidding, I actually like the name. The helmet looks quite alright and has some admirable features. The solar-powered lens is 12.8 squared inches and it includes 4 arc sensors. However, with 0.100 cc, the reaction time is not great. It doesn't seem like a big difference compared to the other welding helmets on this list, but after a full day of welding, your eyes will feel some strain. Although the display is in true color, the clarity is not that great. The clarity rating is not displayed anywhere, and there's probably a reason for that. This is another factor that affects eye strain, so long welding hours might result in eye fatigue. The helmet has a shade range of 5 to 13 and a shade 4 fixed light state. The dial to control the shade or switch to grinding is on the outer left side of the helmet, so it's always within reach. The sensitivity and delay settings are controlled from the inside of the helmet. The comfort this helmet provides is really surprising. The headgear is padded and the weight distribution is perfectly balanced. This is very important because the MMWH001 is not a light welding helmet. It weighs 2.12 pounds, which could put serious strain on your neck. There are some recurring issues being reported by welders. The headgear ratchet might end up breaking after a while, and the fit seems to be too snug for some. Number 9. TOOLIOM TL21800F. We have to get this out of the way. It really does have a resemblance to Darth Vader's helmet, which is probably why I really like this design. Fortunately, that's not the only thing I like about this auto-darkening welding helmet. External controls are always a positive feature in my opinion. You can change the settings to your own preference without having to remove the helmet, and with big dials like these, you don't even have to remove your gloves, and this kind of convenience is important. Another impressive feature about this auto-darkening welding helmet is the lens. The viewing area is 14.45 squared inches, and the display shows true colors. Most importantly, the optical clarity rating is 1/1/1/2, which is satisfactory and shouldn't cause any eye strain. What may cause eye strain though, is the 0.100 cc reacting time, which could be improved. That lens is a blessing and a curse though. It makes this welding helmet weigh 2.3 pounds, which will give your neck some serious exercise. On the plus side, the weight distribution is quite balanced, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Comfort is another thing TOOLIOM has worked on. The headgear features a soft, padded piece on the backside which keeps the headgear from moving around. The front of the headgear is also padded, but the adjustment gears may poke you. At least this seems to be the case for some users.